What's going on, guys? So back for another weekly rotation, another week filled with variety, some stuff I reached back for, some stuff I haven't worn in a really long time that I was very excited to wear, some new stuff to the collection. As per usual, a little bit of variety, a few surprises in here, and also really good stuff. A lot of stuff the wife's been really digging lately, too. It's week number 151. Stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday is such a gorgeous, masculine, boozy, woody, herbaceous fragrance. Somewhat of a fougere appeal, but it's not quite a fougere. Similar vibe to a Bentley for Men type of DNA, but a much more refined, better overall fragrance. We're talking about Pasha de Cartier Parfum. This is such a magnificent scent profile. Performance is fantastic on this one. As you would expect from something marketed as a parfum, it lasts quite a long time. Just a beautiful, enriched scent profile. Sandalwood, I believe it's a whiskey note, is the boozy note in here. There's a little bit of herbs. There's some other woods as well. It's got a little bit of a balsamic feel to it. I want to say there's even a little bit of like a benzoin resin maybe to give a little bit of an amber feel. Gorgeous. Refined scent profile. This is absolutely beautiful. I haven't tried every single flanker in the line. It's been a long time since I smelled the EDT, but I got to tell you, the Parfum, it's a magnificent spot to start. Kind of starting with the best of the bunch of the ones I've tried anyways, but really good stuff. One of the better designer releases to come out of 2020 for men. Just a pleasure to wear. During the day, Pasha de Cartier Parfum. Then we got the shower. I've been wearing this one to the gym a lot lately. This one's been showing up in the weekly rotation out the shower. It's Jaguar Pace Accelerate. This is actually quite the lovely, watery, fresh, and spicy fragrance. It's actually very lovely. Performance isn't ridiculous, as you would expect from a cheap car company fragrance like Jaguar. But I will say this, it's okay performance. It's like a 4 to 5 hour fragrance. As long as you're mindful of the sprays, great gym fragrance if you want something fresh and spicy. That's why I've been wearing it to the gym. 3 sprays, more than enough. Now, casually, I'll dial it up a bit more. At least minimum 5, more like 7 sprays is what I've been rocking casually. I've really been digging this one. You can see that juice level starting to drop. I need to do a full review on this one. I keep wearing it. I keep featuring it in gym rotation and weekly rotation videos. It's time to go a little bit more in depth, and I think in the coming week I probably will, but just know I've really been enjoying this one. Surprisingly been enjoying this one out the shower. Jaguar Pace Accelerate. Moving into Monday, this is one of the most easy wears I've put my nose on in a while. That's my jam. As you guys know, a lot of the times, I would say at least 8 out of every 10 fragrances I wear is something that's just easy to go with, and MMASI Into Me for Men. This is a gorgeous, juicy fruit, melon fresh, ginger heavy fragrance. I get a lot of ginger on my skin. Great atomizer. Such an inviting scent profile. Today, at the recording of this, my wife wore the ladies version, and I was loving walking in her trail heading to our SUV. This and the women's, you can't go wrong. Yes, the women's is a little bit more interesting and intriguing overall. I do think it's a bit better of a fragrance, but slightly. I do think it's a little more unisex than it gets credit for with being marketed for women. But Into Me for Men, such an easy wear. Great longevity, decent sillage, projection, very bright at first. Starts to settle down at about an hour and a half mark. And then, like I said, decent sillage. Not a weak sillage. You will get random whiffs to remind you it's there. It's strong enough in its sillage, not overwhelming, but very put together, very inviting, very mass appealing, crowd pleasing type of stuff, but of quality and not full of synthetics like a lot of designers. This is very well composed. Really been digging this one. Get a sample and try this. Definitely digging it. During the day, MMASI Into Me for Men. Then I got the shower. I was just in the mood for this one. Banana Republic, Dark Cherry, and Amber. One of the rack store darlings out, especially at Burlington. You spend about $22.99 is what they've been going for. This and tobacco and tonka bean are a great combination to buy together. There's such a contrast to this. This is sweet, fruity, a little gourmand, whereas that is sweet, powdery, and a little earthy because it's tonka bean and tobacco. This beautiful, like sour black cherry type of note matches the color scheme to the bottle. It is a little ambery, but there's a little bit of a candied gourmand type of sweetness, like almost like a praline type of feel. That might even be the actual note that's in there is praline. A little bit of a floral tone, not overtly feminine like some people may believe it to be. I think it's perfectly unisex. Honestly, I don't think it's that feminine. I think Baccarat Rouge 540 is much more feminine than this. This seems to get compared to it. Very faint similarity, and I think the red bottle is what assists the comparisons. But this is much more of a sweet, fruity gourmand than it is like a saffron jasmine floral, like Baccarat Rouge 540 is. But this is just magnificent for the price point. Doesn't smell cheap and synthetic to me. Kind of on the unique side, honestly. Out the shower, Banana Republic Dark Cherry and Amber. Moving into Tuesday. Now, I ended up not wearing anything out the shower. Kind of gave my skin a break. I didn't spray nothing. But during the day, I just did a full review on this one. It's Mancera Aoud Blue Notes, or Oud Blue Notes, however you choose to say it. Let me get that to focus. There we go. This is a magnificent fruity floral with a lot of dense woods. Very creamy type of floral. There's some rose. There's some iris. There's violet. It's lovely. Floral lovers should get their nose on this. Men or women, it doesn't matter. Very unisex. Does lean feminine because of all the florals. You're going to get this fruity, fresh sweetness at the top. It's more sweet than fresh. A lot of woods, a little bit of a leathery feel. It's very creamy and powdery floral overall. Really, really, really enjoy this one. Performance is great for me. As you can see, I have one of the older style screw cap bottles. Had somebody in the comments on the review tell me they have a magnetic cap and it doesn't perform that well for them. I don't know if it's a reformulation or it's just a skin chemistry thing for him, because I can't try his bottle on my skin to see if there's any difference. But I'll tell you what, the scent is amazing. And typically Mancera's perform really well. So get a decant or a sample. It is still produced by Mancera, so you can get official carded samples from the brand, from any of their retailers, different spots online. Get your nose on this one. Because like I said in the title of the video and in the video itself, this might be the best Mancera that you haven't smelled. And if you get a sample, this might end up being your next bottle from them. Really good stuff. So during the day, it was all I wore that day besides my gym fragrance, which is for another video. It's Mancera Oud Blue Notes. Moving into Wednesday, one of my wife's favorite designer fragrances, Ralph Lauren's Polo Red Eau de Parfum. It's good stuff. You can see that juice level has dropped a decent amount. For the amount of fragrances I have, that's actually a rather large dent. Because when I go back to this one, I don't wear it all the time. When I go back to it, it'll stay in rotation for a little while. And that's kind of what's going on right now. Beautiful. The citrus is here. It's grapefruit, and I forgot what the other note is. It almost gives off a little bit of an orangey type of feel, believe it or not. Like there's a zestiness to it, so it doesn't just smell like grapefruit. A lot of ginger here. That's the kind of the theme going on. I love a good ginger note. And very crisp, fresh, spicy type of smell. Still has that sweetness that the line is known for without being just loaded down with cranberry. Doesn't have the coffee note, if I remember correctly, because I don't smell the coffee. But it does smell like a fresher take on Polo Red, but with better performance. Picture Polo Red or Polo Red Rush, just stronger, I guess. Kind of smell those in comparison. This is my favorite version, even more so over the darker versions, which I wore the Intense recently. I have smelled the Extreme, love the Extreme. Will get a bottle eventually, hopefully one day. Hopefully I don't procrastinate too long and it gets ridiculous in price. But during the day, I was definitely digging this one, and so was my wife. Ralph Lauren's Polo Red Eau de Parfum. And then when I got out the shower, it was time for a good shave. Been a little while since I've shaved with this set, so I went with TLTG Reviews and Zaharoff Business Over Pleasure. Get that to focus. That would just be fantastic. There we go. Love the design. Absolutely. Love, love, love the design. There you go, TLTG and Zaharoff. And of course, I went with several sprays of the fragrance. Been a little while since I wore my fragrance, so figured why the hell not? I mean, no secret, I love it. It came from here, you know. I love it, love it, love it. It's everything I wanted it to be. It's my favorite fresh iris. Obviously, there's bias here. Huge bias. It doesn't get bigger bias than your own fragrance. But it is what it is. I love this stuff. Thank you to everybody that purchased a bottle, that have been enjoying their bottles. they're gone. You know, they've been gone for a while now, and I'm very grateful and very thankful to all of you, any of you that see this, that have even sampled it, even if it wasn't for you. I appreciate you giving it a chance. That's all that really matters. I want you guys to experience as many fragrances as you can. That's what I like to do. And this is quite the experience when you get to use the shave soap and the aftershave splash with the fragrance out the shower. Had a good shave. Come on, focus one more time for me. Zaharoff and TLTG Reviews. Business over pleasure. Moving into Thursday, we actually went on a hike this particular day. It was pretty warm outside. It was in the low 70s, and I was in the mood for it. I rocked it for my hike. Dior Sauvage Parfum. I am pretty much the advocate for this particular flanker and concentration of Sauvage. I don't know why it doesn't want to focus. There we go. This is my gigantic 200 milliliter bottle. I absolutely love this fragrance. It's my favorite version of Sauvage. It's so smoky and a little sweet. I think that's why I like it. It's got a lot of olibanum in it, frankincense. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. Really pops on my skin, really tickles my senses. I love incense in a fragrance, I really do. That's clearly why I like this one the most. It's a little fresh and spicy. There's a little bit of citrus, but it's more warm and smoky overall, with a nice underlying sweetness, a light woody backbone. Just so refined, so smooth. I ended up not going anosmic to it. We hiked for about 2 hours. I smelled myself continuously the entire time. I only had 3 sprays on, going around the neck, side of the, behind the ear, side of the neck, and then one directly back of the neck. And I was shocked I didn't go anosmic to it. I typically do. If I'd have sprayed a little heavier, maybe I would have gone anosmic, but I was smelling myself the whole time. Performance is not an issue for me. I get great longevity and really good projection, and especially fantastic sillage from this one. Glad to have a huge bottle. During the day, Sauvage Parfum, my favorite. Then out the shower 2 nights in a row. Actually, the next night I did this as well. Been rocking it to the gym. It's my favorite gym fragrance. It is Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct Blue. This is my 100 milliliter bottle. I do have a 30 ml that I keep in my bag. Big fan of this one. Blue fragrance, typical blue fragrance stuff. Has a little bit of a fresh, spicy green and shower gel type of smell. Ambroxan's not listed, but boy, you sure smell Ambroxan. Performance is not that great, though. Loud for about a half an hour, 45 minutes, and then it settles down. Pretty close to the skin, and at best, I get like 3 hours on my skin of longevity, which, not the end of the world. I don't wear fragrances strictly for how they perform. I love the way this one smells. I've been through more than one, but I've been through a bottle already of this fragrance. I really, really enjoy it. If you're a fan of blue fragrances and kind of want the ultimate blue fragrance for the gym type of experience, at least in my opinion, check into this one. Out the shower, Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct Blue. Moving into Friday, possibly my favorite lavender note in my collection. It's just so natural and expensive smelling. It is Kajal Perfumes. This is called Faris. This is one of their newer releases. This and Almaz came out together. That'd be great if it would focus one time just for me. There we go. This beautiful detail in this bottle. All the intricate work in this electroplating that was done. Just stunning. Absolutely stunning stuff. And the juice is absolutely stunning as well. Just a natural, beautiful lavender aromatics, fresh, spicy green type of smell, woods. All the things that make a great spicy aromatic, but done so magnificently. The quality of the oils here is second to none. Any of you that have tried anything from Kajal, you know how it's top tier quality. Performance is great, but it takes a classic style. It's a classic masculine type of scent profile and redefines and reimagines it into something even better than what I can remember from most spicy aromatics that I have in my collection or that I have tried personally. This is one of my favorite fragrances that I have been reaching for in recent months, and one I would advocate for you to definitely get a sample of and try. You can get samples, you can get discovery sets from the brand. You can save 10% in my link tree, which is always down in the video descriptions, but it's kind of becoming my favorite from the house because I don't wear Lamar much, but I do wear this during the day. Kajal Perfumes. This is Faris. And then, like I said before, when I got out the shower, 2 nights in a row, I went with Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct Blue. Big fan of this fragrance. They still pop up at the rack stores. You're going to have to blind buy it. I believe the entire line's been discontinued, so I don't think you can go to Abercrombie and Fitch and try a tester. I don't think. I'm not certain. But I've heard the line's been discontinued, and if that's the case, it's going to be a blind buy or nothing. So you have to make that decision on if it seems like a good move for you. But for me personally, like I said, huge fan of Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct Blue. Finally, on Saturday, this is one I recently did a review on that's got some mixed reviews. It's won some awards. There's some people that have tried it that are big fans. There's some people that have tried it or got a decant from their buddy and are not big fans. I can tell you firsthand, I wore this earlier today. I went to take a specific picture outside. When I came in, my wife had to ask what I was wearing. Her exact words, because your trail smells fantastic. Her words. Lean down, let her smell me. She absolutely loves Blu Atlas Atlantis. So I have to agree, it's on the more unique side because when you hear these notes, you're going to think very feminine, but peach and apricot. There's violet, there is iris, but I don't get a ton of those. Kind of a soft, floral, lightly powdery tone. More about clean musk. There's bergamot. There's, I believe, black currant in here as well. It kind of blends together for this fresh, mouth-watering, fruity citrus smell. But the peach and the apricot combo really stand out to me and kind of make this a little bit more unique for a men's fragrance that honestly, with all the notes I just said, may sound feminine. Not really feminine. Great everyday man's type of scent. Above average performance, not quite a beast. Super versatile. I've worn this one a few times now. I'm really digging this one. I did a full review last week at the recording of this video. Check that out for more details, but I'm digging it, guys. I'm absolutely digging it. Wife is a big fan of this one. I actually did a shorts video that I put out earlier today talking about it because it was just so noteworthy. She tells me when I smell nice all the time, but she was like flabbergasted at how much she enjoyed this scent profile. So it was noteworthy. During the day, Blu Atlas Atlantis. Then when I got out the shower, what's currently on my skin is the new TLTG Reviews and Zaharoff Evening Mystique. Look at that gorgeous metal plate. Embossed and debossed. The sun is raised. Evening Mystique is raised. The ribbon is raised. The stars are raised. There's texturing in the lines. Just so much intricate detail work on this plate. And then right here on the side, get it to focus, TLTG Reviews X Zaharoff. Love this stuff. So if you're a fan of smoky incense, resins, and iris, you'll be a fan of this. Bright, aromatic, fresh, spicy pop in the opening of this fragrance. A lot of incense really quick because there's incense and there's olibanum resin. So there's more of a balsamic, resinous feel to the incense. So it's two different types of frankincense, basically, as well as myrrh, which adds more aromatics. Slight vanillic touch with a little bit more of this balsamic feel. And then Orchinox as well, which is more of the ambergris family, but kind of like a resinous take on it. And again, more aromatic than anything else. You'll be surprised how aromatic this fragrance is without being soapy at all. There's juniper, there's cypress, no heavy gin hit from the juniper, but you will smell the juniper. Just beautiful. Coriander provides the fresh spice, and you get a good dose of this coriander. It's got this woody, spicy feel to it, very fresh at the same time. And then the carrot seed blends well with the Florentine iris to make this more of a waxy iris than the iris that was found in Business Over Pleasure, because this is indeed a flanker to Business Over Pleasure. So if you see the box, which I don't have right next to me, shame on me, it says Business Over Pleasure Act 2. So get your pre-orders in if you're interested. We're still taking pre-orders. We'll be in Chicago packing those pre-orders, signing cards, and those of you that order a bottle, just know that I will be personally putting these plates on, bending and molding them to the bottle. So every single bottle, the plate will be put on by me. We put our hands on everything. A lot of love, a lot of care goes into these creations, and can't wait for you guys to experience it. Out the shower tonight, Evening Mystique. Well, that was this week's rotation. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. Some of you that are familiar with the format, you know where I'm going with this. You're expecting me to say it. What did you guys wear this week? My favorite comments of the week to read is what you guys' rotation looked like. Even if it was just one fragrance all week, let me know what captivated you that you just wore this one fragrance all week long. I love reading stuff like that down in the comments. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the fragrances I wore this past week, especially Evening Mystique, you give it a spray now, might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.